All right, thank you. It's rolling, and you're not being recorded, okay? And if you are being recorded, it will not go viral because I won't post it. So you're free to share anything you want to share and create whatever you want to create, okay? So here we go. We're now going to have another conversation about what it takes to be empowered and enabled to live from inventive commitments. By creating a commitment to be responsible, you create the possibility of being a player in life. Now the question becomes, what is it that would empower and enable you to be effective at winning the games you create? What will empower and enable you to win the games you create in life is taking on the commitment to talk the talk of a player. The talk of a player is unique and powerful. The talk of a player is committed talk. So who's the player in your life?
I am.
Yeah. And so there is a new vocabulary that you as that player who has a say in the matter of life gets to speak and listen from. So have you heard the saying, walking the talk?
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you have. We all have, right? Well, before you can walk the talk, you have to talk the talk. Said rigorously, to be able to live from and realize your commitments in life will require you to take on a commitment to the vocabulary of committed speaking and listening. Spectators dwell in the vocabulary of someone in the stands. The vocabulary of committed speaking and listening is the vocabulary of someone on the court. So let's take a moment to distinguish between the talk in the stands and the talk on the court. All right? So let's look at spectators for a moment. Spectators at a football game are where? In the stands. So this is in the stands. That's where the spectators are. And this is where the games happen. Where's the game happen?
On the board.
The games happen on the court. So now play with this, okay? It is the nature of all of us to be in the stands all our life. Like we literally are spectators of our life. So what is the nature of the conversation in the stands? Rooting, right? Rooting for the players. Yep.
Watching.
Watching. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Now, that's not necessarily talking, right? So let's talk about the nature of the talk that's in the stand.
Criticism.
Critiquing, right? Uh-huh. What else?
Describing play-by-play.
Describing play-by-play. Monday morning quarterbacking, right? Describing. That's all in the stands. Now, question is, the talk is about the game, right? In the stands, the talk is about the game. Take a moment and look at your life and see where the talk that you talk is in the stands about your life. You're a spectator in your own life. So although the talking in the stands is about the game, the talking of the spectators makes no difference in the game itself. The talking of the people on the court is very different from the talking of the people in the stands. If you examine the talking of the player on the court, what you see is that it is distinct from talk about the game. The talking of the player in the game is the game itself. So on the court, the talking is the game itself. That's the nature of the talk on the court. The talking of the player on the court is intended to impact the game. It impacts the action that is happening in the game at that moment. The talking on the court is itself action. For the players, their talking is not a description of the game. For the players, their talk is intended to move the game forward and have an impact on the action. So how do these two types of conversations relate to your life? If you take on your life as a game, consider that you have been in the stands about your own life and your commitments. Your character dwells in the vocabulary of someone in the stands. So begin to see how much of your life is spent in conversations that have you be a spectator in life. All the assessments and judgments and stories and explanations that your character dwells in are the conversations of someone observing life. Like a real spectator, your character has had no responsibility and nothing at risk for the outcome of the game. But now, having created yourself as a player, you also create yourself as responsible and at risk for the outcomes of the game you play. So, how is it that the talk of the player can make a difference in the game? The talk of a player makes a difference in the game because the talk of a player is action. Now, we said at the beginning of the session that who you are is the one with a say in the matter of life. So the one with a say in the matter of life, when you speak, your speaking is actually action. Because that speaking actually creates something. It gives existence to something that wasn't there before. And you're going to create that right now. So to really get this point, you have to create distinction speech action. A speech action is speaking or listening that produces a result in the world. A speech action is not a report on an internal state. The vocabulary of I feel or I don't feel, I believe or I don't believe, or I want or I don't want, is a report on your internal state. Speech actions like I declare, I commit, I promise, I request are not reports. Speech actions like I declare, I commit, I promise, or I request are actions that produce results in the world. A declaration produces a possibility. So pause for a moment. Doug and Brandy, turn this board around for us. So feel free to take notes. Because given who you are, it is your intention to actually have this be your new dictionary. The vocabulary of a player in life who's committed to causing actions that way. All right? So, yes, when you make a declaration, it's an action. It produces in life and creates a possibility in the world. As I worked with my wife this week, I invented the possibility, I declared that who I am in our relationship is loving and caring. That created a possibility in the world, the possibility of being loving and caring. Committing produces an action. Yourself is given to a possibility. In creating that possibility, I gave myself over to it. And then I made a promise. A promise produces a result in the world. And that result is your word is given to a specific action or specific result in time. Lady, you promise to call your niece by 11:15 tonight. Like that speaking literally produced something real in the world. A request. As you were standing there, I made a request of you to make that promise. I made a request of you, Christine, to go call your brother. A request. A promise is requested. Like something real is produced in the world out of that speech action. Share it. You share yourself and your world with another. One of the things I have never, ever told Susan is that I need her to say she loves me. Not because I don't think she loves me, but one of the things that actually gives me life in our relationship is that my wife says to me she loves me. And for years, in being in the stands in my life, I had it that she should know that she has to say that. And always made her wrong for not saying that. But given who I say I am, as a player in life, I shared that with her. I shared with her what it's like for me to hear that, and what it's like for me when I don't hear that. And she actually got that, and was enrolled in the possibility of being loving and caring, and having the kind of relationship where communication creates love. So when you share, that's also speech action. The possibility is present for another, such that their touch moves and inspires. And when that's there, there's an invitation you can extend. So, for years, see, we have three sons. Marlon's still at home. Marcel has two children, grandkids, and we have Marcus, who's also away, he lives in Dunwoody. And we've said for years, why don't we get the family together? So I invited my family to a semi-monthly family dinner. It doesn't have to be something where Susan does a lot of work. It could be pizza. It could be us going out. You know, we could order that pizza. And they'll say yes. So an opening for action is created for other people in your life and in the world. So as a player in life, someone who has a say in the matter of your life and all of life, this is the vocabulary of the player. And I'm inviting you to take on that whenever you're not speaking this language. Integrity is out. Not like something wrong. You said, I have a say in the matter of life. Therefore, you're also saying that your word creates the world. And you're also saying that you use words that create the world. That's who you are. So, committed speaking and listening produces results in the world and creates openings for actions for yourself and for others. Committed speaking and listening empowers you to be able to realize real results with velocity and with ease. Committed speaking and listening allows you to forward the action of the games you create and to empower others as players. So between now and the next session, you will have the opportunity to practice dwelling in and applying the distinctions of committed speaking and listening to the aspects of life where you have created commitment. So I now want to give you the opportunity to share what you see is possible by dwelling in and applying the distinctions of committed speaking and listening to your life. So who would like to share? What do you now see possible? Yes. Al, what do you see possible inside of the distinctions of committed speaking and listening?
What I now see possible inside of the distinctions of committed speaking and listening is that I have been in the stands. And I've been in the stand as someone, a leader, who's only going to bring 50%, expect 50%. And I have been complaining about leadership. And what I now see is that I can accept the offer of a language that gets me out of the stands and on the court. And declare myself as a leader who's committed to graceful leadership. And that kind of graceful leadership is the language of promising, making requests, sharing myself, enrolling others in the possibility of graceful leadership, and an invitation for partnership, leadership, and an interaction as distinct from me being given by complaints.
I totally get that. And, you know, so like now is the time now, like tonight's the night.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's, you know, and I get that this is real for you, and let's make it real. You each are going to have the opportunity to do this, and I'm asking Al to do this now. So, Al, you said what is it you're declaring?
Declaring myself as a possibility of graceful leadership.
And what are you committing to?
I'm committing to giving myself as a partner to leaders that have an accountability in the city of Atlanta.
And who are those leaders?
They
Can you name them?
Sure.
Yeah.
They are the 16 members of the Atlanta City Council and the 5 key cabinet members of the executive office of the mayor.
And what do you now see are some requests you might make?
I'm going to request from them their mission, their promise for what they have promised in their accountability. So I'll have it.
And what can you share with them that would enroll them in the possibility you're creating?
I can share with them that I am inspired by communicating their mission to neighborhood leaders and community leaders that they're not going to be able to get. Like I'm inspired to do that as a graceful leader in this city.
Yeah. And as a graceful leader, are there any areas for yourself where you see that in that relationship you've been inauthentic and be willing to share that as well?
Yes.
Where have you been inauthentic in your relationship with the city council members and the other leaders?
Sure. I've been inauthentic in my relationship with the commissioner of watershed management. I have complained about the commissioner and her staff. They don't give a damn about community, and they don't make any effort at all to make any kind of data available to you. And I've been publicly vicious in doing that.
Yeah.
And so on Tuesday, or was it Tuesday?
Today's Wednesday.
On Tuesday, yesterday, I actually apologized to the commissioner of watershed management and communicated to her that I have compassion for how it's been for her, being on the receiving end of that, and I promised not to do that anymore. And I requested her vision, gave her my card, and promised her that I would get to her the date that I'm going to deliver her communication to neighborhood.
Got it. And, you know, given that who we are the ones with a say in life, is there ever anything wrong? Is there ever anything you can't say or can't do? One of the things that I'm committed to get for yourself is that being public with your commitment makes a huge difference. You know, it's the kind of being public that actually backs your identity into a corner. You're so public with your commitment that the world knows, and now you've created an environment to hold you accountable for being who you say you are, not because you need it, and it works that way. So, were you public with that, or was it just with her?
That was public. There were at least 5 other people that I had involved, and we were all committed to complaining about the convention. So I apologize to her in front of him.
Yeah. There's a lot of power in being public with your commitment, being public as a player, speaking this language. You literally reinvent your world. So now, what new actions do you see to take, Al, that you could literally right now write in your calendar?
I can write in my calendar that on Monday, the full council will be meeting, and other staff members of the mayor will be in that meeting and be watching on TV. And I'm going to apologize to the full council and the administration for being someone who has demonstrated vengeance as a leader.
Yeah. And now taking 100% responsibility for all of that, what does that make available where you are?
It makes available where I am a lot of freedom. I don't have to pretend that I'm grateful, knowing that at the same time my character, which is called the Duke of Vengeance, is at play. So the kind of stress and manicness of living in those 2 worlds is absolutely insane. And so I'm freed up now. I'm freed up now to authentically express, authentically interact, and authentically make an invitation. And I don't experience being distrusted.
By yourself.
By myself.
Yeah, that's very good. I acknowledge you as the player in life. Now, capable of speaking and having your speaking be out. Anything else?
Well, therefore it would be possible without this seminar.
So, welcome to your new life.
Okay.
Yeah. So I now want to give each of you an opportunity to look forward and begin to see how you could apply the distinctions of committed speaking and listening to what you're committed to. So please take out your notebooks. If you don't have a notebook or pen, please raise your hand. All right, notebook and pen. One over there. Okay, great. Elvira needs a notebook, a pen. Elvira needs a pen. Everyone has a notebook and a pen? Okay, great. So for this exercise, you can also write inside of your calendars and planners if you have that, okay? So first, I want you to select an aspect of your life that you're going to focus on for this work. And I focused on communication with my family members. You can focus on an aspect of your life that you selected to bring responsibility to during the last session. So please get an area in mind to work with. Now, in that aspect of your life, look to see how you could apply the distinctions of committed speaking and listening. So in that aspect of your life, what might you declare? What might you commit to? What might you promise? Or what might you request? Who can you share with, and who could you enroll in a possibility? Take a moment and write down what you see in your notebook or your calendars. Be as specific as possible. Put things in time. Say with whom you're going to be in communication and by when. So I'll repeat that, and then I'll give you 2 minutes to work. What might you declare? What might you commit to in that area of your life that you're choosing to work on? What might you promise or request? Who can you share with, and who could you enroll in a possibility? Who could you invite? And what could you invite them to? So take a moment and also say with whom you're going to be in communication and by when. You have 2 minutes to do that. Go ahead and start now.